Hello. As I think about this course, I can honestly say my perspective on teaching math has changed a lot over the past 4 weeks. Before this course, just like I have my coaching background, I always felt like repetition and practice, was basically the same way I took math. But now I realize it's just not about repetition and math. Um, it's about having the kids understand why they're doing what they're doing. So I started to see math, and not just getting the right answers, to, but also how students think and how they approach the problems, how they make sense of what they're learning. Now I believe math should be more engaging, more student-centered, and connected to real-life situations so students can actually see the purpose behind it. The core strategies that impacted me, one of my biggest takeaways was one of the videos that I watched. I had the example of the 3-act math problems, like the egg video that we watched. I really liked how those lessons got the kids really interested, got the kids talking, and there was a strong collaboration. I seen how powerful it is when kids talk through problems, instead of just relying on the teacher to hear the answer. It helps them build confidence and learn from each other. I also really like the idea of routines, giving students consistent ways to approach while still allowing them to explore and think on their own. The Dan Meyer video, the Dream Classroom. After watching the Dan Meyer video, it really made me think how math is usually taught. It talks about how we give students all of the information and steps right away instead of letting them figure things out. In my dream math class, students wouldn't be just sitting down quietly doing the problems. They would be moving, talking, asking questions, trying to figure things out. It would look like the students working in small groups, them discussing and using real world solutions. Sometimes even doing physical activities, like the math lesson I created where I had I had a basketball video where kids took 3 shots from the free throw line, 3-point line, and layups out of 10 shots. We used math in that, and they were able to compare their numbers with each other, and that got them moving and thinking and going over math and showing how to use graph and plotting the points on the graphs. But so what I'll do differently moving forward, I want to focus more on letting students think before I step in, asking more questions instead of giving answers, and using real world examples, giving students more opportunities to collaborate. I also want to be more intentional about making math more engaging and making sure all students feel comfortable in participating, especially students who struggle or feel intimidated. One thing I noticed is just not how fast a student could get the answer, but giving the time students to think, about the problem, and and it's not just a speed thing. So just giving the time the students to think. In closing, overall, this course really helped me to see math differently. It's not about just teaching content. It's about creating an environment where students feel confident, engaged, and they're willing to think and not be embarrassed to share their ideas with one another. Thank you.